Hi everyone. Today I wanted to look at the diminished scale, in particular the whole half diminished scale, and the different ways that we can map it out on the fingerboard, as a lot of people find this scale a bit tricky, especially when they're first starting out. So we'll go through the different ways. There are 5 different ways that we'll look at today. So the first one is the alternating whole steps and half steps. So this is the most common way to visualize the whole half diminished scale. So that is whole step, half step, whole, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, and then half step. And that keeps going. Whole, half, whole, half, whole, half, whole, half. So that's the most common way that people visualize the whole half diminished scale. That's number one. So the second way we can visualize the diminished scale is by first mapping out the notes of the arpeggio. So C diminished arpeggio, that is, C, E flat, G flat or F sharp, and A. And just play a semitone below each one. So from a semitone into each chord tone. And then over to the C again, and it repeats. Okay, that's the second way we can visualize the diminished scale. The third is by playing 2 minor tetrachords a flat 5 apart. So the first tetrachord is the C minor tetrachord there. So C, D, E flat, and F. And then the next minor tetrachord a flat 5 above, which is right there from the C, is the F sharp, G sharp, A, and B. And so we just play those two together, one after the other. There's a first tetrachord, flat 5 from the root, other tetrachord. And that just keeps going from the C again. So that's the third way we can visualize the diminished scale on the fingerboard. The fourth is similar to the previous way, but we're just going to make it with smaller shapes. We're just going to make smaller shapes. So we're just going to go with this little shape. So the first 3 notes there, C, D, E flat, and then off the flat 5 again, F sharp, G sharp, and A. And what we're going to do is just use those two to help guide us, and we're going to lead into each one of those by half step. So that's another way that we can visualize the diminished scale. That's the fourth. So the fifth way is by viewing the diminished scale as 2 diminished chords, 1 whole step apart. So that's the C diminished chord and the D diminished chord. And both of those chords contain all of the notes of the C diminished scale. And we can do that in arpeggios too, to map that out if that helps. And that's another way we can visualize that diminished scale. So that's the 5 different ways we can visualize or map out the whole half diminished scale on the fingerboard. I'd like to hear your comments on which one of these works for you, or if you have your own. I'd also like to make some more videos in the future describing how to actually apply the diminished scale in a real life context. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe.